All right, hello everyone. This is International Master John Bartholomew. Hey guys. And it is Monday, April 10th, 2017, and I'm about to play a Chess 960 arena here on leadchess.org. I only have one other Chess 960 video, exactly one on my channel, I'm pretty sure. And it was recorded over a year ago. Some people have been asking for Chess 960, and I get so many suggestions these days, it's impossible to accommodate everyone. But I will try to work in some of your suggestions over time. I can't make any promises. But I don't know, maybe because I've been watching a lot of chess and playing a lot of chess myself in tournaments, I just feel like tossing theory out the window and simply playing 960 for a day. You know, playing a variant, right? Many players have said that Chess 960 is the future of chess, and we're going to explore that. All right, and we are live. Hello, Ben. Hello, Lee, Rohit, Nick, the Christian Buddy Show, Fried Chicken, Charles, Bearhim, John, Harsh, Majed, Jacob, Paul. Welcome, welcome, everyone. MD Cromer, first-time viewer, long-time sub. So I'm back from my tournament in Charlotte, North Carolina. I played a GM Norm event over there. Thank you to those who were following my games and supporting me as I played. That means a lot to me. It was a fun event. I posted the standings on my Twitter, and you can also go to the Charlotte Chess Center homepage and find all the standings and all the games there too. If you can't see me, refresh the stream and see if you can see me. Thanks, Waleed. I am right here, Moises. Hope you can watch in between work, Zach. Hey, Andy. Hey, Insub. Robert. Toby. Sage. Gwen. Clem, dude, Clem. Yes, I got the open door today. Just to mess with you, Dan. Hey, Doodle Bob. Antoine. Doable Stingray. So, if you guys haven't joined the tournament already, you definitely should. It starts in exactly 12 minutes and 37 seconds. It's on Lead Chess. It's a Chess 960 arena. It's 1 hour long. So even if you join for like 20 minutes or you play a couple games and you're like, Chess 960 isn't my thing, chess in general isn't my thing, I don't want to play, you can always withdraw. And the time control is 3 minutes with a 2-second increment. I should probably say what Chess 960 even is, because there are some people who may not know what that is. So Chess 960 is a variant of normal chess. It has the same rules as normal chess, except for the fact that the pieces on the back row for both white and black start in a randomized position. Okay, so the pawns are on the 2nd rank and the 7th rank as normal, but the pieces in the back start in a randomized position. And there's 960 possible combinations. Lichess just has an algorithm that picks what position you're going to get. I've never played a 960 arena on here, but I believe it'll be a different position for every game, or at least the position is randomized for every game. So that tosses chess theory out the window, because chess theory only applies to the classical chess starting position, right? That we all know and love, and that there's been reams of opening theory published on. I suppose you could study theory for Chess 960, but you'd have to tackle 960 possible starting positions. So no one in their right mind that I know of studies chess theory, opening theory for Chess 960. So it'll be fun. One thing that just crossed my mind that I've been meaning to look into, and it was even a problem in the 1960 video that I've already recorded. Castling is kind of tricky in 960 because there are some positions where your king and your rook are not separated by 2 squares as they would be in conventional chess. So this may be a work in progress. Probably it'll produce some funny moments as I'm trying to figure out how to castle. The founder of Chessable starts a 960 tournament, trying to ruin your own business. Yes, Chessable is dedicated to conventional chess theory, but you know, Chess 960 is very much an unexplored variant in the chess world. There's been some tournaments. There's even a high-level tournament that they used to do in Mainz, Germany for a while. I don't think that exists anymore. But it's pretty interesting. I mean, the fact that you get to start completely fresh and it's just a game of chess between, you know, 2 players willing to partake in it, and you don't have to worry about the heavy study of theory beforehand, I think is pretty appealing. Have you ever played 960 over the board, asks Owen. I don't think so. I don't recall playing 960 over the board. Hey, 3D Dave. Okay, so Chong Lee says, just drag your king on top of your rook to castle. Yeah, that's a good point. So drag your king on top of your rook to castle. By the way, if you're watching this on the archive version and you haven't already fast forward, please feel free to do that. The tournament is starting in about 9 minutes and change, so you can always fast forward. I'll link that time below as well. Hey, Akalesh. Hi, Emil. So Robbie says for castling, where you would end up when you castle in a normal game is the same for 960. Okay, so if you're castling kingside, your king and your rook are going to end up in that position. Same with castling queenside. I got to remember to put the king on top of the rook to castle. That's important. Thank you, Gwen. I appreciate that. And Moises, hello to you. Jordan says, hurry up. I don't know what to hurry up about. This is the countdown for the tournament. I can't make it go faster. Plus, I want to give people some time to join the tournament. The link to the tournament is down below. Actually, Anton, I know you're in the chat. Hello, Anton, faithful moderator. He's always there when I need him during a live stream. You just like put out the bat signal and Anton is there. But Anton, if you could link the tournament in the chat a couple times, that would be awesome. It is in the description. We're already up to 50 players. Last time I did one of these Lead Chess Arena streams with you guys, it was insane the amount of people that joined. I think it was over 300 people joined. And that was for just a blitz stream. I think it was 3+0 was the time control we did. Don't know if we'll get quite that many because it is 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. But you never know. We still have a very healthy number of people and climbing. Hey, Pursuant Spy. Glad you could make it in the stream. Hey, Jerry Castile. Yeah, so the tournament in Charlotte, I scored 4.5 out of 9. I lost my first 2 games, so I was 0-2 right out of the gate. The Grandmaster norm for the tournament was 6.5 out of 9. So that already put me in very bad position for a Grandmaster norm because I would have had to go 6.5 out of 7 or 7 out of 7 in my remaining games to get a norm. I think that puts it in perspective how difficult it is. Like, there's very little margin for error. So I did go on a bit of a run after that. I scored 3.5 out of 4 in my next 4 rounds. So I was +1 at that stage in the tournament. I had a theoretical chance at the norm if I'd won my remaining 3 games in the tournament, gone 3 out of 3. But then in round 7, I lost a game to Michael Brown, who's a strong IM from California. Well-deserved game by him. He played extremely well. And that knocked me out of norm contention. Also in the first round, one of my losses was to Amon Hamilton, one of the chess bras. So that was cool to see Amon there. We're very friendly, so it was nice playing him. Of course, I didn't want to lose that game, but if it was to anyone in the tournament, I wouldn't have minded it to be against Amon. He started extremely well. He scored 3 out of 3, first 3 rounds. And for a while, it was looking like he was in norm contention, but unfortunately, he hit a rough patch in the tournament. Someone was asking about Penguin GM1. Oh, I think they mentioned that he was playing Blindfold Bullet or something, or Blindfold Hyper. Yeah, that sounds like something Andrew would do, so I'm not completely surprised. Yeah, he's insane. Been a fan before John's fame got to him. Haha, JK. I hope I don't act much different than when my channel first started out. I mean, you guys are the judge of that. But people are like, oh, John, you're so YouTube famous now. Are you going to sell out on us? Are you going to be too good for us anymore? And I hope you guys don't think that, because I would never act like that. Am I playing the World Open? I don't know, Felix. I want to play more tournaments. I do have plans to play more tournaments, just not concrete plans at the moment. World Open's a tough tournament, just schedule-wise, but it's an enticing one. It's a strong tourney. Hey, Joel. Will you be putting your analysis playthrough of those games on the channel? I don't think so. I don't have any plans to right now, just due to time constraints. How do you join? Wednesday Madood? The link is in the description below. So click right on the description. The link to the tournament's right there. We're at 65 players. Oh, and Penguin GM1, International Master Andrew Tang, who has his own Twitch channel, by the way. He might even be streaming right now. You should go check it out. He is in the tournament. Andrew, if you're watching this, I'm definitely going to take you down at 960. I don't know if I can get into a mouse moving battle with you, but this is a 2-second increment on this. So we're going to have a shot. Andrew's probably going to be berserking every one of his games, though, so be advised. No, I'm glad you could make it, Andrew. Yeah, I heard there's a tournament going on in Wisconsin soon in June, I believe, an IM and GM Norm tournament. I may go to that one. Well, thank you for that offer, Nick. I haven't even looked into the U.S. Open at all. 4 minutes. 4 minutes to get in on this. You can always join after the tournament has started, too, but please drop in and play a game or two. So my 960 rating is 1836 provisional. That's what that question mark means. You have a provisional rating, meaning you haven't played enough games for it to be an established rating. So this can go up or down a little faster than normal ratings can. It looks like Andrew is the only one with a truly high chess 960 rating. Andrew is insanely good at lots of variants. He's just a great chess player in general. Probably he's the strongest player, definitely on Lichess, if not the world, at a bunch of different variants. If you were to make like a chess variant decathlon, I think Andrew would be up there. I think you can berserk in these tournaments with increments. I believe it halves your time, so you start with 1 minute 30 seconds, but you don't get increment. I think that's the case. I could be wrong, but so be advised, if you do decide to berserk, you may not have increment. Hey, Thykus. I also want to say congratulations to Wesley So and Sabina Foyser for winning the U.S. Championship and the U.S. Women's Championship, respectively. It was great to see both of those players take the title. I was watching a lot of the coverage this past week and a half or so. I'm a big fan of Wesley So it was awesome to see him take it. I think he definitely played the best chess throughout the event. I was a little critical of his decision in the final round of the tournament against Daniel Naroditsky to take an early draw as black. I didn't like that decision, but it turned out not to hurt him. Basically, the scenario was Alexander Onashuk and Varuzhin Akobian had the same amount of points as Wesley going into the final round. And they were playing black in their games against Gatakomsky and Hikaru Nakamura. So they both had tough pairings, but by virtue of taking that early draw, Wesley opened himself up to the possibility that one of those two players would win and leapfrog him in the standings and take the title for themselves. So that didn't happen, fortunately. It went to a playoff, and spoiler alert, you can stop the video now if you don't want to know what happened, but I guess I already spoiled it. Wesley beat Onashuk in a playoff that occurred today, Monday. And Sabina Foyser, who I don't think I've met in person, but I've seen some of her stuff. I think she has a YouTube channel, and I know I'm friends with her on Facebook. She seems like a very nice person, and she played an excellent event. Her last round game was awesome. She had this spectacular queen sacrifice to take down her opponent and win the game and the title in nice style. And her mother passed away recently, I think about 2 months ago, so it was a very emotional win for her, and I'm very glad to see her take the U.S. Women's Championship. We're coming up on 1 minute here. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chat as much as possible. Up to 80 players. Join. If you're just getting here, it's a Chess 960 arena. It goes for 1 hour. Somebody beat Andrew for me, so I don't have to take him down myself, or more likely just lose to him. Yeah, giving a spoiler alert after the fact kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it, Dan? Are you married? Asked Philip. Nope, I am not. John, who's your favorite player? I would say probably Karpov. Karpov and Kramnik are two of my guys. I like them a lot. John, do you fly United Airlines? No. Hard to say who had a worse last week, United Airlines or Pepsi. Oh, I also want to say before we start, thank you to Kazi. I don't know if she's here in the stream, but she sometimes shows up. She provided the thumbnail, which I think I used for this video. So she's been a supporter of the stream for quite a while. Okay, here we go. Time to start. Good luck to everyone. All right. First position here. Chess 960, it's randomized. I'm going to play G3 on move 1. Not a lot of time to assess the position. I want to open this bishop towards my opponent's queen. Adi Purba's queen. So you got to get your bearings like real fast in this game, as you can tell. So I think it's going to be critical at the outset of the game not to use too much time, though, because if you spend 30 seconds to a minute trying to orient yourself, that could just be game over immediately, right? Okay, so my opponent's opening their bishop towards my queen. I'm just going to bring my knights out. That seems sensible. I'm thinking if I do castle that I probably want to castle this direction, queenside. So yeah, let's give this a shot. All right, success. Castling queenside worked. I plopped the king on top of the rook. We're good to go. My queen is a little bit trapped in here, though, isn't it? Also, black is playing this move, threatening to fork my knights. Yeah, my coordination looks a little fishy, doesn't it? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Man, this looks very provocative, but I kind of want to play it. All right, let's do it. It's a 3-minute game. I'm going to let them play d4, and my idea is then I'm going to move the knight, and if my opponent takes here, I'm going to take the bishop in the corner. That's not a tactic you see in a normal chess game. Yeah, let's get the fire emojis going. You can type :fire in the chat if you want to do a fire emoji. I shouldn't be encouraging people to spam the chat, but all right, here we go. This is the tactic I had in mind. I guess it's not winning material or anything. It's just a trade, but okay, I'm in check. I got to take. I have to be careful that this bishop doesn't move at some point and attack my queen over here. But right now the bishop is on a ridiculous square. It's blocked in by these pawns. So now I'm threatening mate in 2. I'm threatening knight f6 check, king e7, rook d7 mate. And I like this position because my queen seems to be doing a lot more damage. Well, and here we go. Yeah, that's just checkmate, isn't it? Checkmate on the next move. I'm going to pre-move it because black has no choice but to go here. All right, 1 victory in the books. Just completely weird, right? The types of things that you might encounter from a randomized starting position in chess. So got to get our bearings quick. Got to try our best to navigate whatever setup we're offered. And remember how to castle, too. All the other rules are the same. All right, JJ Chess 99. All right. So the king and the rook are like real scrunched in here. Bishops are in the center. Queen again is in the corner. I have white again. Let's open the bishop. You do have 25 seconds to make your first move. I just noticed that. That's a lot of time. Okay, so I'm going to open the light square bishop. My opponent's taking the center. So if I castle kingside, all it would do is just switch this king and the rook. That's kind of funny. Castle queenside. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do that yet, but I'm just playing around with some scenarios in my head. Let's bring the knight out. Let's hit this pawn. I seem to have success bringing my knights out, so let's do that. I don't see a way to create an immediate threat. Both sides look very solid in this setup to me. Sometimes with these chess 960 positions, you can pinpoint some sort of weakness and just immediately go after that. But I don't see it. All right, let's push the h-pawn. Let's get, as Simon Williams would say, Harry involved. Try to push him down to h6 and see if we can pry open the position. Maybe I can get something going like pawn to b4. And just like in the last game, get the queen lurking on this diagonal. He put a stop to that. Okay. Well, how about knight f4 now? Let's try and attack this pawn. So go after it with knight and bishop. So, okay, now I'm second guessing myself on the castling rules. So if I do this, yeah, I can't do it. Okay, so all of these pieces have to be clear, and actually my king would end up on c1. Just like normal, right? Okay, I think that's the case. Don't have a lot of time to figure that out, but let's play b3. So now I might be playing around with this idea again, looking to open this diagonal towards the rook. Yeah, my opponent puts a stop to that. That's probably a good idea. It's probably smart. I'm going to play d4 now. I don't want that bishop just staring down the barrel of my queen. Let's put a stop to it. No, Sirach, I scored 4.5 out of 9 in that tournament, that over-the-board tournament I just played. Knight b5 is kind of a cheapo, but actually, yeah, I'm going to play it because if he defends this pawn by moving his queen over, I do have bishop takes a5, so that seems smart. You look like you were going to a nightclub, John. What, just because I'm wearing a collared shirt? Guy can't be classy on his own chess streams? What does the world come to? Oh, by the way, if you're looking for analysis from a couple of my games from that tournament, I did do some video analysis. I'm going to take this pawn now because it's free. From 2 of my wins, the Charlotte Chess Center asked me to do analysis of those games. And that's on the Charlotte Chess Center YouTube page. So if you YouTube that, Charlotte Chess Center, you should be able to find it, no problem. Okay, again, don't want to take here, I'm pinned. I think I'm going to bring this knight back. Yeah, let's play knight d3. I'm ahead of pawn. This piece is loose, so I got to keep an eye on it. Black's bishop is on the same diagonal as it, but all right, my opponent's offering to trade. I think I kind of want to play a4, though. Yeah, let's play a4, just support the knight. And then if black trades on b5, at least my queen will be opened up. So I like the look of that. Okay, e5. Doesn't that lose a pawn? Maybe not quite, huh? Well, let's take and find out. I think what black's going to try to do is insert knight takes b5 at some point here. But I'm not that opposed to that happening. I can also play bishop c3 right now. Bishop c3 might just be good. Yeah, let's do it. So I've got a nice battery already set up. Queen-bishop battery. Connected on this diagonal, so trying to land something against the bishop on f6 and maybe even the rook behind it. John, it pains me to see you trim your mustache like that. I gotta keep it somewhat trimmed. Can't get too disheveled. d4, opponent playing forcefully. Let's take. I think he's going to take on d3 now. I'm going to pre-move the capture. My opponent's under a minute. Oh, it's kind of a shame. The chat, the YouTube chat, is blocking the standings right now. But Penguin GM1 already has 10 points, and he's berserking. So that just illustrates how tough this is going to be, folks. But it'll be fun. Let's see if we can get the trade of the bishops in. Why is John wearing this collarless shirt? It actually does have a collar. It's just black, so I don't think you can notice this. But no, I'm not in the cult, or I'm not a priest. They were the white collars, though, right? Okay, so queen takes c5, yeah. Not a big fan of my pawn structure right now if black takes on b5, but what can you do? There's not going to be any castling going on in this game. I'm keeping my king right here, as I think my opponent is too. It's actually pretty nicely bunkered here. Okay, so now he's getting ready to get this into the game. I kind of want to move my knight. I think I will. Yeah, I'm going to move it back, as weird as that seems. I know he can play rook over to c8, but I'd really like to get this over here. I want knight to c4. Yeah, knight c4. Just block my opponent's play. Now let's offer a trade of the queens. Don't think black wants to take me up on that. Ooh, and black drops a piece. Gladly take that guy. Let's try to set up bishop takes h5 now. This pawn is pinned. Ah, there's rook d5, I guess. But maybe knight e5 then? Maybe all right. So I'm ahead material. My opponent's in time pressure. Just lost more material. Let's play h5. He'll win this bishop, but I think h6 check is going to be nearly decisive. Black has to play queen g8 or queen f8 or queen h8 to avoid checkmate. I'm not going to trade queens yet because I think their position is on the ropes. Queen g7 would be a pretty simple way to win, but let's just keep probing, attack the bishop. Take. I don't even want that rook. Let's just go for the kill. Rook to e7. No stalemate tricks. Black has too many pawns. Okay, and we're going to get the checkmate. So we win that game. Standings-wise, though, I am in the top 10, but look at Penguin GM1. He's got 19 points already. Yeah, he's just berserking. Andrew, stop berserking, man. Give us a chance. All right, I guess I'm going to berserk against Chenis, because I'm already feeling the pressure of the standings. What's going on in this configuration? All right, so the rooks are in the corner, as in normal chess. The queen is also on its normal square. I'm just using my bearings from a normal chess position to try to figure out what to do. I like d5 because it is protected by the queen, just like a d4 opening. Open the bishop. Maybe I can kick this knight. Let's play a5, looking for a4. Try to badger that knight. I am berserking, so I'm trying to get one extra point in the tournament standings by winning this game. But to do so, I've had to have my time. So that's a potential cause for concern. Okay, this is what I was hoping would happen, is that I can expand using my pawns and just kick these knights around. That's probably a theme in 960, to be honest. If you develop the knights too early, they might just get pummeled by these pawns, which in conventional chess doesn't tend to happen, but I could see it happening here. Okay, and my opponent just castled, but I think full speed ahead against these knights. Let's play e4. Where is that knight going? I think it's trapped already, because I have all these squares covered by my queen and my bishop. Yeah, now I get to take it with the bishop. Bishop pointed at the h2 pawn as well. Let's just take. Bring this back. Maybe queen d6 next, create an attack against h2. So we're ahead a piece. John, any chance you're going to the Chicago Open? Asks Alvin. I don't think so. No plans to go to the Chicago Open. That's coming up very soon. In next month, in May, I believe. Someone asked about My 60 Memorable Games, which is a book of Bobby Fischer's. Yeah, good book. I haven't opened that book for quite a while, but I do like it. Let's just offer to trade this bit. Oh, I got 46 seconds left. We got to play faster. Let's take here. I wanted to keep my bishop pointed at that h2 pawn, but I can't play queen d6 because of the bishop here, so I figure it's time to trade this guy. Okay, let's take. Bring this out. I think I might want to castle now. Get the rook over to f8. Can you do an opening review on the Scandinavian? Possibly. I had knight c6, which would win this pawn. And I guess my opponent could also take here, but I don't think they're going to, so I'm going to go after this pawn. Looks valuable to win it. Not too worried about the a pawn, so let's just take that guy. Oh, and we have a player named Chess Next Work playing in the event. Not Chess Network, Chess Next Work. Let's win this guy. All right, so now we're up a lot of material. We're up a rook plus a couple pawns. Get the queen into the game. Don't see an immediate way to go after white's king, so I think just trading down, as you normally should if you're up a lot of material, is the best policy. Let's play d4. Attack that knight. Yeah, there is a bit of a delay between what you're seeing on the stream and the position that I have in the tournament. Oh, he offered a draw and then resigned. Okay, so we win that game. We're in third place with 9 points. Yeah, Chess Next Work and also the Penguin. All right, here we go, playing Andrew. If he berserks, I'm going to berserk too. Let's see if he wants to do it. It's totally up to him. G4, the Grob. Okay. Again, trying to get my bearings here. Let's play G6. I'm going to try to put my bishop on the long diagonal, leading towards his queen. A little bit of a restrained approach. And he didn't berserk, so we're playing with some time on our hands now. Let's go here. I'm going to try to trade his bishop. I'm going to take on doubled pawns in doing so, but I'm hoping that my rook being opened up is kind of some compensation or something. I don't like this knight being in the corner, though. Let's play A5. I somehow got to get this knight working. He'll probably play A3 now to stop me from playing A3, I'm guessing. Or he might play D4. He might just continue taking center space. Let's bring this out. Yeah, he does take the space. Let's jump this in just to try to be annoying. And maybe B5? Maybe B5 to support it? So he's got all these pawns arrayed, but I'm hoping to take advantage of that later on. Okay, so let's play B5. And if knight B4, I'm going to drop my bishop back here, I believe. I think this is going to be our toughest opponent in the tournament. Strong IM. Andrew is like 2460 FIDE, maybe even higher than that. 2 GM norms. He's the real deal, Holyfield. Okay, and he castled. So I could also think about castling, but I don't think I want to castle queenside. I've already thrown my pawns up the board like this. So I don't know that that's the wisest decision. Again, I really don't like my knight here. That's one thing that could hold me back in this position. So I'm thinking like trying to get the knight in the game somehow, but I got to do it in a way that doesn't compromise my game. H5. H5 is not going to cut it. F6 just looks so ugly. I don't think I want to play F6. I'm going to go H6. I'm thinking about maybe G5 in the future. Try to take a stab. If you have one bad piece, your position could also be in question, right? It's like famous saying, your position is only as good as your weakest piece. So that comes to mind here. Yeah, he's just going to try to crush me in the center. Just crush me mercilessly in the center. Okay, I'm going to lock in my bishop. I'm sorry, bishop, but I got to get my knight out. I got to get my knight working somehow. He can't play E5 at least because he would lose this bishop here. That's interesting. So his point is that my knight is actually trapped at the end. Okay, fair enough. I'll just go back. Knight into the game. I don't know where this knight is going now, though, is one potential concern. I think I got a castle kingside. Got to try to castle short. Let's go here. So now that this entire rank is clear, I can castle short. And I would do that by going here. You see how I planned all that out? I just had it brilliantly worked out. I would have all my pawns in front of my king nice and safe like this, and his queen side would be open. No, of course I had none of that planned out, but it actually is not working out too poorly. Like, maybe I can attack him now. Let's go here. Now I'm going to go c5 and start trying to get these pawns rolling. Okay, but you do give up this square if you play that way. This knight emerging. The dark square bishop is still bad, but the knight is actually doing something now. That's a positive development, I think. Let's push. He's going to take en passant. Now I might maneuver this bishop over like this. I like my pieces quite a bit, I gotta say now. His knight on b4 is strong, though. It's stopping a lot of my play. Okay, clearly he's going for h4 now. But let's just do this. This looks safe. he takes this way, I get to take like that. And I think maybe the opening of the position should help me. Maybe I need this knight pointed at b3 is what I need. Maybe. I don't know. This is getting intense. I need this victory for the tournament standings too. This is critical. Not going to have a chance against the Penguin otherwise. I'm going to take this way. It's a little riskier than the other capture, but probably correct to do it this way. Okay, let's go back. I want to put this here. Keep this guy. If he goes back, what am I going to do? Because this is under attack. So I'd have to figure out if I want to sack that pawn or not. Ooh, interesting. That was not expected. All right, Andrew. Let's bring it. Let's see what you got here. Ooh, I don't know that I should have done that though. That might have been a bad decision, but okay, we'll play it. We'll see what happens. I was actually thinking I could have taken with the knight on f6, but I think that would have been bad. If he plays rook h1, I'm going to play rook h8 because I got to defend my king. Just swap the rooks. Not sure who's better in that resulting position. Okay, let's take here, first of all. Let's go in with the knight. He can take on e5. Might be a good time to take. But he's very low on time. Very, very low on time. I've got a good deal of time myself. Knight takes e4 as a threat. Big threat, right? Check. I gotta be close here. Let's take. All right, let's take again. Push this pawn. We got to do it. I'm stopping his a pawn from advancing right now, so maybe that's positive. Let's go here. Let's play e5. Kick that bishop around a little bit. Take this way. Try to stabilize my knight for the time being. Check. Ooh, he's going to lose his pawns with check. All of them. Let's check here. Definitely not going to let him trade easily. Oh, I allowed a check right there. That was not smart of me. Don't allow more trades. Let's go here. Oh, I blundered my knight. Oh, no. Oh, man. That was not good. That was not good. Okay, I still have some chances, but I completely blundered that knight. Oh, man. Oh, no. I'm blowing it. I had the penguin on the ropes. I so had him on the ropes. I mean, okay, there's still a theoretical chance here. His king is open. But it's going to be rough. And chat is not liking it either. Let's push this. Queen trade. Clearly I can't take him up on that. I can promote and then go check and go take here. I don't know. Can also check. Yeah, that's probably the best I'm going to get out of this, to be honest. So let's take. This should be a draw. I mean, queen and bishop versus queen. Should definitely be a draw. Provided I don't get checkmated. He is threatening queen g7 mate at all times, so I do have to bear that in mind. But it should be a draw. The bad part is in the tournament, we're going to be both losing ground. I'm going to offer him a draw, just see if he wants to take it. Okay, now we got in a queen trade. Oh, I saved that game, but I was so winning at the end. Andrew, he's so tricky. I just want to show that real quick. Yeah, okay, when I played knight c3, I didn't realize he had queen g5 check. I got overconfident in my position. I should probably just play something like, I don't know, d4. Even then he has checks, but yeah, so right here, he started getting all these checks, and I left a piece undefended, guys. What I'm trying to talk to you guys about in almost every video, be careful about your undefended pieces. And then he got to go over and take it, and he still has that a-pawn. All right, I got to join the tourney again. So with that draw, I have 11 points. We're still in the hunt, but I probably got to try to berserk a little bit and make up some ground. Good game, Andrew. Good game. Thanks, Zeno. I know. If only I didn't blunder that. I thought I played pretty well in the middle game. I got out of a sticky situation in the opening. Opposite side castling. All right, Dr. King Schultz. I'm going to berserk this. Well, that draw with Andrew did help our rating quite a bit. That was intense, Jacob. These Chess 960 games have a tendency to end up looking like normal chess games, if you haven't noticed, by the way. They just morph into positions that look kind of normal-ish. So that probably tells you something about the principles of chess and how consistent they are. Let's play f5, playing like a Leningrad Dutch type setup. Pawns on g6, f5, bishop opened. Queen maybe can get some activity here. I think I should put the knight on f6 though first. Let's just develop that. I got to bear in mind that he is now threatening checkmate. So let's just block that diagonal entirely. I don't want this queen bishop battery doing any more funny business. No glass of wine for me. This is coffee. Kenrick Coast. Okay, let's put the knight on c6. I have this feeling like he was going to jump his knight in somewhere. To those who are just joining or haven't been watching for very long, you can still join this tournament. Click the link in the description below if you want to join. You want in on the fun. Let's just go back. F3 blocks his queen, so I don't see any problem just going back. John, can you try some Ultra Bullet next video? Maybe, Mitch. I'm a little scared of that, but maybe. Okay, let's play e6, just support the center. I'd like to take here and then drop my knight back to d7 and attack this pawn, so I'm going to get ready for that. I missed you too, Turambar. It's been way too long. Oh, my opponent castled. Okay, interesting. Let's take and play knight d7. I gotta go for the kill pretty fast here. If f4, I'm thinking g5. I'm probably gonna keep my king over here on the queen side. Wow, and he's just ripping this open. All right, I gotta take that pawn. Let's pre-move this capture. He's probably going to play f4 in here and then take, if I had to wager. But I might be able to go here and eliminate this dark square bishop around their king. So that's got to be good. If I get a chance, I might play this move to try to block the f-pawn from coming up. That seems like a good thing for me. I didn't watch that video, Michael, but I heard about it. It is currently just after 9 o'clock p.m. Okay, so now do I take here or play bishop c6? Probably bishop c6 first. Again, I really got to be careful about the queen hitting against b7, so it makes sense to pin this knight before doing anything else. But provided that white defends the knight, yeah, like a move like c4, I think this move is good. I want to eliminate the opponent to my bishop, because now I get that in. I guess white should have taken with the queen, but this rook is pinned. I can pick it up at any point with bishop takes f2 check. I may go queen c5 as well. One rearrangement I could do here is I could play rook e8, and then I could castle queenside. This rook would hop over to d8, and I'd have both my rooks centralized. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Knight e7 is a threat. Probably best just to take. And then I'm going to go queen c5 next move, I think. Maybe queen b4, actually. Queen b4 seems interesting, too. So now I'm hitting the rook here. This one's always pinned, so yeah. Let's assign the queen to do something else. But I'd like to get that arrangement in I was alluding to, like rook here, castle queenside. Okay, so now they're escaping the pin. I should probably take. Ooh, I got 19 seconds left. Let's check. Rook here coming next. Yeah, especially now because it's pinned. Okay, now I might just be able to swap down, like take everything on e2. Yeah, let's take. They're going to take with a bishop. Propose a trade. So white has the increment. I do not, unfortunately. It's castle. It's nifty. Coordinate my position, get the rook over now. I'm happy with the trade. I don't mind that at all. Let's take here. Losing f5 is no big deal, I don't think. Be queen here, followed by rook e1. Let's guard the rook first. Gotta watch my back rank a little bit. There's no back rank checkmate or anything yet, but just gotta watch it. I'm gonna pre-move that capture because I think white's gonna move their bishop now. Yeah, it's cool how you coordinate in this game sometimes. It's neat to see that. Ooh, I gotta hurry. Oh, queen b4 checkmate. Okay, ooh, that was a bit fortunate that white just started moving their king and I was able to checkmate them because I was getting really low on time. 14 points. If I win one more game, I will have the fire. Still got to try to surpass some of these players, though. Hopefully I get another game with Andrew. There's still quite a bit of time left, 26 minutes. Yeah, Berserking pays an extra penalty in arenas with increment, Adam. It's a big price to pay, right? No increment. Can you try a blindfold ultra bullet simul? Yeah, not likely. Not likely. Okay, what do we have here? Again, this looks like something closer to normal chess just because the rooks are in the corners. King and the queen are relatively centralized. Let's play c4. Protected by the queen. So like it when those pawns are protected. Open up the bishop towards this pawn. Let's just bring the knight out. Yeah, people are talking about the Tal Baron video. I haven't seen that video yet, but I saw people discussing it on Reddit, so I don't really have any comments about it. Okay, knight f6. Yeah, my opponent's just playing a good developing move too. I'm going to play knight c3. This bishop is not doing anything. I want to get it out. Now, you know what? Let's go for a little cheapo. This is probably a bad move, but if my opponent takes it, I can take, and I'd be at least hitting their rook in the corner. Yeah, it's not a very good move, though. Okay, well, at least here I get to double their pawns. We'll see which way he takes. He takes away from the center. Probably smart, because at least that bunkers his king nicely. If he had taken the other way, he'd have to reckon with queen h6 possibilities. Oh, thanks, Miss Steve. Glad to hear that. Let's check, because now my opponent can't castle anymore. Once I've checked them like that, they'll probably go this way, because that's, again, where the king is safest. I'm going to play b3. I want to keep my pawns together, so if he takes, I can take with this pawn. Keep them side by side. Oh, I didn't berserk this game. Maybe I should have, but oh well. Okay, knight to e6. I think I'm just going to play a stabilizing move. Overprotect this guy. I can still make use of my castling right if I want to castle kingside in particular. I think I'm going to take here. I know I will have to move my king now, but king g1, maybe I can play h4 and try to activate the rook up like this. So we're in a similar situation. Identical situation on the king side. John, will you be doing more standard chess videos or chess fundamentals? Yes to both. Yes, I want to do both. Not quite sure of a topic on the chess fundamentals continuation of that series, but yeah, it'll probably happen. So I'm going to keep going with the h-pawn if he lets me, but okay, that move doesn't threaten anything, so let's just keep going. I've got h2 covered a couple times, so no worries there. Maybe I can do something similar to him, queen c2. Let's start with a4, though. Kick that bishop to an awkward square. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is that move? That just loses a piece. Does he think he can play queen h2? Because he can't. I've got a rook guarding that square. Very odd. Okay, well, now let's just develop and protect my queen. If he takes it, I'll be threatening rook c8 checkmate. Hey, Justin. Yeah, that's a very good point, Ilya. So I have this one video. It's called My First Chess Opponent, which I kind of recorded on a whim. And, okay, now I get checkmate. It's a video of me demonstrating this tabletop chess computer that I got way back when I was, I don't know, I think like 4th grade or something, that has 72 levels on it. And I was just showing how it worked. It's one of these old school programs, at least by modern standards, where you had to push down on this program and that would indicate the move you're going to make, and then the computer would, on the LCD screen, show the move it was going to make. And this video somehow became popular. It's my most viewed video on my channel. It's not even instructive at all. It's just me showing this program that I spent many, many hours playing when I was a kid. My opponent castles. I kind of like that idea, so I'm going to copy him. But yeah, due to YouTube's algorithm or whatnot, that video suddenly just got a lot of views. All right, so maybe I can kick this knight, as I've been trying to do in a couple other games. So pawn up to e4. I've got good pawn presence in the center. I don't want to go crazy and play g5 now, though. That would be too much. Now let's just play b6. I think is good. Kind of like this bishop on h8. This is like having a fianchettoed bishop, but maybe even better. Ooh, what about d4? Full speed ahead, baby. Attack the knight. This is defended. Ooh, he didn't see my bishop in the corner. Got to watch out for those lurking bishops. So I had sufficient defense of that. Let's go here. c5, connect all the pawns together. Let's just play knight c6. I can also play my knight up to d6 whenever, but I'm going to wait for a second. I'm going to go here. Thinking maybe I can get an attack against his king. Looks kind of appealing. Ooh, all right, so here's a test. Oh, no, never mind. Doesn't work. I was hallucinating there for a second. Let's go g5. I know I said I wasn't going to play this move, but it feels right now that all of his pieces are away from his king. I want to go queen h3 and then threaten knight f3 check, which I think is fine. Yeah, my bishop is covering this square, so he can't jump in. His knight is actually trapped. But yeah, f3, knight f3 check, followed by mate on h2 is the threat. Okay, back to tournament. I'm in third place. Penguin. Whoa, did Penguin just lose to someone? Wow, Andrew took the L against Thisid Haas. Well done, Thisid Haas. But Andrew's still going to be tough to catch here. Now let's do this. King and queen switched around compared to normal. Knight's in the corner. They're a mourner. Let's get the knight out. Seems to help if the bishop's already in a fianchetto position or close to it, like kind of near the edge of the board where they have this sweeping diagonal. Because then you know if you push a pawn, the bishop's already going to be effective on that diagonal for the most part. Ooh, all right. Well, I caught a little break there because my opponent wasn't present. Don't like to win like that, but it happens sometimes. And we're on the hunt. We're in the chase against Penguin GM1. Hey, John, when you played basketball, what was your style like? NBA comparison? I wouldn't compare myself to an NBA player. I was a point guard. I was a good shooter. I wasn't that quick. But yeah, I was definitely a good shot. Can handle the ball pretty well. Suddenly everyone's talking about cheating in chat. What, because of the Tall Baron video? Oh, another game against Andrew. All right. So, queen. Okay. I'm going to try to do kind of what he did in the previous game, g4. So open the bishop towards the queen. I like the position that Andrew got out of the opening. This is not the same position, of course, but maybe it could be similar. And he copies me from the previous game. Similar stuff going on. Uh-huh. All right, let's get a knight up and in. He brings a knight out. Yeah, let's do the same. Castles. Yep. Let's play f4. Maybe I can put this bishop here. I noticed that his queen might be a little stuck. At least that's what I'm hoping. I mean, my queen isn't exactly the same boat, so maybe it's foolish of me to say that. Okay, what about knight e5? Knight e5 is kind of interesting, right? Because how does he defend that pawn? He either has to give up his bishop. If f6, that just invites me in for the fork. So I think I'm happy to make this trade. I think in this type of position, the bishops should be worth more than the knights. Even though there haven't been any pawn trades, the knights don't look effective, whereas these bishops occupy good diagonals already. John Bartholomew, some haters blame you for cheating as well. How will you respond to them? I do not cheat, so my conscience is clear. Even though cheating is a hot button issue in chess these days, I have nothing to hide. He does take. Okay, so I get this trade in. The knight could come into f4 and try to attack this pawn on e2, but that's not a big deal right away, right? Let's just go here. I want to try to push his pieces around. Maybe go a4, a5. a4, a5. I don't think he'll allow me to push his minor pieces back all the way like that, so yeah, let's do this. You should shave your head. Nah, not likely. That would be a little crazy. Well, what about this? Doesn't that nearly trap his bishop? I think so. How does he stop b5? If he plays bishop c4, then I can play d3. My mouse just got unplugged there. That was weird. Yeah, so now I'm going to play this move. And I think he's just losing a piece. Hey, John, what's your Starbucks order? Generally an Americano. That's what I stick to for the most part. Okay, so he's going to try to sack a piece and probably get his knight into c4, which makes sense. But I think maybe I can try to attack that knight first. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe taking on b6 actually would have been a lot simpler. Now I have to take the bishop. Okay, so he got himself into some difficulties there. Can I play bishop takes a7 in this position? No, my rook would hang at the end of the line. So that's not so good. All right, let's take... If he takes on g4, I'm going to play my king over and defend the bishop. He's bringing his queen in for the attack. Okay. Can play bishop f3, but I don't want to have to resort to that. I think knight e4 would be a better move, but okay, his position is a little aggressive right now. I got to do something. Bishop takes a7 should be fine, right? Yeah, let's do that. I'm still controlling f2, so no big deal there. I think he might play something like c5 to try to block off my bishop's influence on the f2 square. And then I'm going to play rook f1. Hit his queen. I don't know if I'm going to take on e6 because that would open his rook, but I at least want to try to stop him from playing queen f2, I think. And actually, is queen f2 really a threat? Because I could always play king to d2 in that case, but I don't know. Thanks, Ben. I don't know what the Jerome Gambit is. Someone asked if I recommend the Jerome Gambit, but no idea what that is. Okay, I'm not actually sure that queen f2 is a major threat right now. So I'm thinking maybe just... Yeah, probably this is easiest, huh? And if queen e3, rook b3, just keep attacking his queen, which doesn't have a lot of squares, by the way. Probably has to go all the way back to h6 or g5. I still don't want to take his knight yet, though. It's going to be important. Probably just take on c5 after this. Yeah, let's just take here, I think. What? Take like so. Okay, up a lot of material now. Yeah, he was probably just playing that just to kind of simplify the position, make it a little easier for him to play this. Let's look for trades. He will not allow it, of course. Can I still castle? I forgot if I've moved my king yet. Yeah, I think I did. Let's just play h3. Kick the knight away somewhere. I'm going to secure this piece. Guard the d8 square too. Take f7. Seems safe. This seems fine. Ooh, we got him. Beat the penguin. All right. Good game, Andrew. Yeah, it looks like I just was able to catch him when I started pushing my b and my a pawns. That worked out well. Because I caught his bishop on the side. I think that a4 move in particular caught him by surprise. And then it was just a matter of mitigating the threats. I'm not sure I won the piece in the best possible way, but it worked out. All right, I got to berserk this game. I think this could be the push I need. I have the fire right now. You guys can't see the standings, but I'm close. I'm close to being able to really do some damage here. Let's play the knight out. Getting a knight to the edge of the, or getting a knight out of the edge of the board seems like a smart idea, so I will just do it and then put the bishop here. Let's go with this pawn. Let's guard this pawn. Maybe bishop into f6 at some stage, or try to strike on this wing as well. I seem to be having good luck pushing my rook pawns. Okay, now I'm going to do this and see if I can attack a2, see if I can sneak that in. Ooh, and I get it. Now threatening queen a1 checkmate. My opponent's probably got to make room for the king to run like so. Ah, but there... Ooh, the sharks are starting to circle. Bishop a4, take away the flight square for the king, and I'm going to get checkmate right here. Queen a1 next move. White can't play b3. They can't run anywhere else with the queen. Yeah, those edge pawns. Got to watch out for those edge pawns. And I just leapfrogged into first place. Technically tied with Penguin, but I am on a berserk streak. So it's going to come down to it with 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Maybe we'll even play one more time. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is probably going to be for the tournament. Let's see how to start this one. I'm going to play a little conservative. I'm going to get the bishop here and try to attack this pawn, which I see is undefended. He might play e5. Yeah, he does. Let's play e4. I don't want black advancing any further, if at all possible. Just try to stop that idea. Okay, let's go here. Attack this pawn on e5. Might get into some sort of maneuvering position like d6. Close it down. Hey, the rook pawn strategy is working so far, so I'm going to keep going with it. Just keep trucking with the rook pawn. He wants knight f4 if I push, though. Let's just block off squares from this knight. Still would like to play h5 later. He's actually going to let me. Interesting. Let's first go here. I'm not terribly concerned if he does that, I don't think. a4. Good one, McPartridge boy. Very good. Yeah, so he's going to maneuver the knight. Probably should gain a little space, so let's do that before he plays h5. I think now I'm going to play a4. All right, so we're in like a closed maneuvering type of position. Pretty symmetric. You can see our knights are all in the same places, bishops similar places. I've got a bit of a space advantage on the king side, but that's it. All right, well, let's go in with the knight. He's probably going to put the bishop on f8. He does. This knight's not doing much. Let's put this here. I also might want to move this bishop so I can castle queenside, I'm thinking. Let's drop this back. If he takes on h5, I'm fine with that, I think. Let's go here, defend this knight. Try to pick up the pace a little bit. He's playing pretty fast. Atrophied is in third place right now with 26 points, so I don't think he'll be able to catch us. So this game is going to be basically deciding the tournament, I believe. Knight in. Don't want to take it. Well, taking it might not be terrible, actually. That is a pretty strong knight. Okay, let's try taking it. I'm going to go knight g4 after that. I don't know. He's going to open the position right away. Yeah, I guess he can play that way. What if I take here? Because if I take, he's going to take with his bishop. And I don't think that's terrible for me, but shouldn't taking here first be better? Because now I'm opening up the attack on the bishop. He can take on c4. I take on h6. I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Thanks for the fire, Philip. And yes, you're right, Salak Men. I used to teach Penguin. Can't show him much these days. He's stronger than me now, but yeah, when I first started working with him, he was a low master, I believe, like low 2200s USCF. I have not used the Dimitri announcer, no. It's pretty funny, though. Komarov. Okay, so my thinking with this last move was to try to get the attack on the bishop so that if he takes this way, I can take here. He's going to go for this. Interesting. Okay, so I think I got to take here. He's going to take there. Now, do I play g7 or do I just take back? Probably taking back is simpler and better. My king side's a little weak, though. g7, he can just play rook g8, though, huh? g7, take, rook g8. Probably nothing's coming of that. Yeah, I think I got to take here. Okay, let's take. Move my king up. I guess I could have castled too, but I kind of like my king better on b2 than c1. Okay, now I think the h file is going to be important. Who can take over that file quicker? So I'm going to try to get my rook over as quick as I can. Thinking bishop here and then go take it, but maybe this first. Let's attack that pawn first. I'm down on time. I got to hurry. Ooh, he's going to let me take the file. Interesting. Is he going to play f5? He might. I don't have time to think about it, so we'll find out. f5, I'll just drop the bishop back to f3, I guess. But I want rook h7 ASAP. "32 seconds. With the increment, though, we didn't berserk this game. I'm just hoping that if I get my rook up here, his king will be kind of uncomfortable on the same rank as his bishop. One minute, 30 seconds left in the tournament. You guys can't see the tourney clock, but it's right there. Penguin's thinking a lot. I bet he goes for it. I bet he plays f5. I don't think he's going to sit there. Ooh, he is going to sit there. Okay. He's going to play rook f8 now. Yeah, okay. Well, let's go ahead and play that. I'm going to try to cramp him a bit. Ooh, that was his big idea. Gotcha. Okay, I didn't see that coming at all, I gotta say. All right, let's take. Can I take here? I think I can, right? I'm guarding d2. Whoa, what is that? I just take. You just drop a rook, Andrew? Whoa, okay. I think Penguin hallucinated or something there. That's pretty unusual. But I get the victory. Whew. So came out with 2.5 points out of 3 against Andrew. Yeah. I can't do that too often these days, so I will take it. And there's only 20 seconds left in the tournament. We got 37 points. Corksucker is not going to catch, nor is Atrophied. I guess Corksucker could with a 5 in the last 10 seconds here, but that would be pretty amazing. I think that's it. 172 players. All right. And we win the Chess 960 Arena with that victory over Andrew in the final game. Thought I was going to have to blitz that one out at the end, but he must have miscalculated something or thought his rook was defended on d8 or whatnot. It looked a little scary for me at first. My king was open, but yeah, he miscalculated something. So Andrew gets second. Corksucker gets third. He came on pretty strong at the end with 32 points. And Atrophy got fourth. So congratulations to them as well. And thank you to the 172 players who turned out for this event. That's an amazing turnout. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Chess 960, a little break from normal chess. And let me know in the comments what you think about variant arenas. If you'd like to see me play different variants. I have played some Crazy House before. I don't think I played some of the variants like 3 Check or Atomic or King of the Hill. Those are pretty fun as well. I just haven't tried them before. But I like 960 because, again, it's normal chess. Just throw opening theory out the window. And may the best man or woman win. Yeah, I was a little worried after that draw with Penguin that I would not be able to catch him. I was kind of despairing because I didn't win that game. But most of the other games went pretty smoothly, even the ones that I berserked. So it worked out well. And 172 players. Good to see. Corksucker said, Bartholomew is lucky I didn't play him. He said in the chat. Some other time, man. Some other time. Yeah, glad you were able to play, Anthony. I'm going to stick around for just a few minutes here before wrapping up the stream. It is getting a little later. Go figure, I'm drinking coffee at almost 10 p.m. though. I'm trying to only do this on the days that I actually stream, so it's a little more manageable, my sleep schedule. Drinking coffee before bedtime is not recommended. Glad you think so, Vibov. John, can you explain the main difference between the way of IM versus GM, how they play? Well, I don't think there's any one thing, but GMs are just stronger than IMs in all aspects of chess, opening, middle, and endgame. They have better insights into chess psychology usually. They tend to have better nerves. I would say it's most apparent in the openings, though. That's what I've noticed. GMs tend to have many openings that they know in great depth, and they've already done the work on those openings prior to sitting down at the board. Whereas often as an IM, I sometimes feel like I'm having to remember stuff I've analyzed ages ago, or worse, having to make up stuff on the spot in lines that I kind of know, but like don't know like the back of my hand because I'm not a professional player. So it's just the totality of their chess knowledge is just greater. That's a very bland answer, I know, but that's the truth. See ya, Ali. Thanks for tuning in. How do you sleep if you're drinking coffee at 10 p.m.? Well, I've been drinking this since about 7 o'clock. Funny story. So I went to the coffee shop to get this before the stream, and there was a lady there who was frantically on her phone talking to the police, and some guy had come in and stolen the purse right off her chair, like right before I had came in, like a minute before I had arrived. Some guy just did a total, not smash and grab because he didn't smash anything, but he just grabbed her purse off her chair while she was sitting in the chair and just went out the building. So she was calling the police and she had the guy's license plate number. The police showed up like 10 minutes later and I'm just kind of watching this unfold. I said, oh, I'm so sorry this happened to you, but I was kind of watching it unfold from the corner, like reading my book. So that was a little weird. I hope everything worked out for her. She said she was only carrying like $15 in cash though, but she had to cancel all her credit cards and she had a couple other things of value. Thanks, Peter. How many GMs have you beat? I don't know, Mario. In over the board play, I don't know, maybe like 15 to 20. Maybe that's even being too generous, but probably right around 15. I wish I could claim it would be a higher number, but nah, probably not more than 20, I would say. What is a realistic timeline for you to become a GM? I think if I quit everything and started working on it now, I'd say between 6 months to a year and a half. So yeah, I think I could do it in that period, provided I was just working on chess entirely. 6 months would be optimistic because you got to play the tournaments, you got to make the results, and also put in the studying. I think if I really dedicated myself, though, a year and a half, for sure I could get it done. Would you have stopped him if you could? I don't know what I would have done. I'd like to say I would have, but at the end of the day, it's just a purse, right? And you don't know if someone's carrying a weapon. In those situations, it's often best to just let the perpetrator get away, and it's not worth losing your life over getting injured. I mean, certainly I would have said something or tried in some way to stop it, but I'm not endangering my life over someone's belongings. She was sitting like right by the door, and the guy came in, grabbed the purse, and there was a car waiting outside. He like jumped in the car. It was like a coffee shop in the suburbs. You just don't expect it, really. So I think it just happened so fast. I mean, even if I was sitting right there, there's really not much I could do. The only thing maybe I could have done is if I was like walking in and it was one of those movie scenarios where the lady's like, "Stop that man." And I like have this split second decision whether I like try to lay the guy out or something. But that's about the only way I could possibly see myself interfering in that bang bang scenario. Oh, hey, Colin. Good to see you, our other moderator, along with Anton, of course. Colin asks, what do you think of bicycles? I think bicycles are great. I own one, but I haven't pulled it out of my garage in about a decade, I would say. The tires are flat. It's a mountain bike. I want to get back into biking, though. At what point did you stop being coached? Well, I had a couple coaches for a short period of time, but not beyond like ninth grade or so. So not beyond like age 15, I would say. I don't know why necessarily. I've always just worked on chess on my own for the most part. I've kind of got used to that. I think if I were to make a push for Grandmaster, though, it might help to hire someone, get some professional advice. Were you scared? No, I wasn't scared because nothing was going on when I was there. This was after the fact. I arrived like a minute after the guy had already got away. What's your Magnus number? So, in other words, have I beat someone who's beat Magnus, or have I beat Magnus myself, which is not true. I don't know. I don't know what my Magnus number is. It's probably 2, though. If I haven't beat Magnus, I'm sure I beat someone online or in person who has also beat Magnus. Like, I'd be shocked if it wasn't 2. Yeah, Rick, I heard Ben say that. That was very nice of him to say. John, do you think there's any difference in the ratings on different websites? That question went by really fast. But yeah, I would say chess.com's ratings are probably the most accurate, like the ones that translate best to over the board play. The Lichess ratings are a little inflated, definitely. You see that all the time, where someone will have like a Lichess classical rating that's 300 or 400 points higher than what it would be on chess.com. And we could go on comparing them around the different sites. I mean, ICC's ratings are pretty accurate too. Like their 5-minute ratings, 5-minute pool, pretty close to what you'd expect USCF or FIDE over the board ratings to be, I think. I usually hang out in like the 2450 to 2500 range in 5-minute on ICC, so I think they're pretty accurate, even though it's Blitz. John, are you still planning on doing a climb the ladder on Lichess? Yes, I would like to. Can you play an Ultra Bullet tournament? Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, I did beat Grishuk in Bullet before. So yeah, my Magnus number is definitely two if you consider online games to count. And who knows, maybe I have beaten Magnus when he's played on an anonymous account. It's always possible. I kind of doubt it, but... Did you follow the playoffs for the U.S. Championship today? I was working a little bit, Henry, when they were playing, but I was checking in on it. So yeah, I was following it. It's a nerve-wracking playoff for sure. Sorry to hear that, Mick Partridge boy. Canberk, I don't know. I'm just hearing about all this stuff too. I don't really know Max Slugi, Tal Baron, what the exact situation is. Like I said, I know Tal Baron just put out a video addressing his Title Tuesday stuff, but I haven't watched it yet. And the Delugi thing, yeah, I haven't looked into it enough to be able to give any sort of opinion. Sure thing, Anthony. John, are you going to do something with Hutch? Yeah, I mentioned in my last video I am going to do something with Hutch, probably towards the end of this month. Oh, thank you, Daniel. You can't really see much of this room, but I'm glad you like it. Very important. Ketchup or mustard on a hot dog? Mustard. When I was younger, I would have said ketchup, but I've definitely gone team mustard as an adult. Do you have any insight on the chess.com cheat detection system? Is it really that good? So chess.com did give me a presentation on the cheat.com on their detection methods. I did sign an NDA, so I'm not able to discuss what they told me, but in my opinion, their methods are very sophisticated. I was impressed by their presentation. So I put a lot of stock in what chess.com has to say and rule on matters involving online cheating on their server. Definitely. Yeah, I do live alone, Waleed. Why do you keep your door open now? I actually keep it open just to mess with Dan. Dan Hewitt. That's the only reason I do it now. Because I know it gives him many sleepless nights. Did you catch the Masters, John? I assume you're talking about the golf tournament. Nope. All I saw is that Sergio Garcia won. That's the only thing I saw. I didn't watch a minute of it. Team Mustard. Hashtag Team Mustard. What's your favorite novel, John? 1984 by Orwell. My favorite biography is the autobiography of Malcolm X. So favorite biography, autobiography. I really like that book. I highly recommend it, especially if you like reading about people from the past or famous people. People with interesting life stories. Just a fascinating dude. John, how many games can you play blindfolded? There's one video where I played 3 games blindfolded. That was a challenge. That was quite a while ago now. At least a year and a half ago I recorded that video. I don't know. Could I add another board? Maybe. But I remember when I did 3 blindfold games at the same time, my accuracy wasn't 100%. Like, it was definitely hazy for me at certain points. So I don't know. Maybe I should give that another shot. And do it like in a proper way where you guys can actually see the board in the video this time. You crack me up, Dan. Oh, thank you, Gamescast. How many more GM norms do I need? I need 2 more. Thanks, Setobot. Don't watch Homeland. I speak a bit of Spanish, Hindi, but the last time I studied Spanish properly was in high school. I took like college in the school Spanish, but it's been a long time. Can you ban people from YouTube chat? Yes, I can. I haven't had to do that. I think I banned a grand total of 1 person in the entire time I've done YouTube videos, but yeah, I can. Also, Anton can ban people, as can Colin, my 2 moderators. Plans for the channel going forward? Nothing in particular, Romulus. I have a couple things I want to do to create more interaction with you guys. But other than that, I just want to keep putting out good content, whatever that may be. Oh, thanks, Atrophied. I will keep that in mind. Good night, Emil. Thanks for tuning in. GM norms, you guys should just Google that, but the short version is that it's a 2600 performance in a 9-round tournament or longer over the board. And you need 3 of them to apply for your Grandmaster title. Is your full name Jonathan? No, it is not. Although some people assume it is and address me as Jonathan, but it's just John. My major in college was business administration. I have a BS in business administration. John, are you in a relationship? If not, is marriage part of your 5-year plan? Not in a relationship right now. Could see myself getting married to the right woman, but no major plans to do so at the moment. Just take that how it comes. How do I play a new opening OTB? That question went by really fast. I would say main thing though is to practice it online before deciding to dedicate tons of study time to it. You want to make sure that you actually have a feel for the opening before you invest like a dozen hours studying the opening. So that's my best piece of advice. Who's your vote for NBA MVP? I think you got to go with Russell Westbrook. The guy averaged a triple-double this season. If that doesn't win MVP, then that's insanity. I know that James Harden has had a great season down in Houston, but how can you deny a guy who's averaging a triple-double in this highly competitive NBA league, probably more competitive than it's ever been? He's got to get the MVP. You would think that OKC would win more games, but I guess it takes Westbrook having a triple-double, averaging that every game, just to get them like 40-some wins or whatever they have. Would you recommend the Queen's Gambit as a good opening for an intermediate player? Kind of depends on your style and preferences, but yeah, I mean, if you're a D4 player, certainly I recommend playing D4 and C4. Can't really go wrong like that. That's just the most critical reply to D5. So yeah, Queen's Gambit's a good way to go. Thanks, Ibtihaj. What strong players play the Sicilian Khan besides you? I think a lot of players have dabbled in the Khan. I know Gatakomsky, Eric Hansen, another YouTuber, plays it quite frequently. Johan Helston wrote a book on the Khan. He's kind of a little-known grandmaster, but he has a great book on it that I actually learned the Khan from, picked up some of the main ideas. Yevgeny Agrest, grandmaster from Sweden. Svidler plays the Khan sometimes. Sure thing, Paulo. I haven't even streamed much lately, so I'm happy to answer your questions and interact a bit. People keep asking about this cheating scandal. That has nothing to do with me whatsoever. That's all about Tall Baron, so you guys gotta look that up. And I'm definitely gonna watch Andrew's Hyper Bullet blindfold video. I'm definitely gonna go watch that like right after this because you guys keep talking about it. Any suggestions for an obscure opening that can get people off of book? You got to choose an opening that is sound enough to be able to play in a serious competition. So yeah, that's a hard question to answer. Nothing really comes to mind. I mean, there's a lot of options really. Something that's not going to lose, but still maintains the element of surprise. John, what would you recommend for a chess book for someone rated 1300 on chess.com? I like this book that I've talked about a lot, Tune Your Chess Tactics Antenna. I think it's great. Amateur to IM is also a really good book. Does the Khan mesh well with the Scandinavian? I wouldn't say they have too many similarities, other than the fact that the Khan is pretty solid, as is the Scandinavian with Queen takes d5. Do you know the guy behind Chess Network? Nope, never met him. Only talked to him like once or twice. Seems nice, though. Thanks, Mario. Do you prefer hot dogs or hamburgers? Hamburgers. Have you played the Black Lion? I think so, once or twice. Although I don't know, is the Black Lion like d6, e5, knight d7? If so, yeah, I played it a couple times. Tournament I played, I'll link the standings, John. But short version is that I scored 4.5 out of 9. Even score in the tournament, like right about expectation. How many turns before you feel like you're no longer playing off memorization? That depends entirely on the opening, Nikhil. There's some openings I know 20, 25, 30 moves deep even in some extreme cases. And others I would be out of book by move 5 or 6 probably. Ones that I haven't reviewed in a while or just haven't invested the time to study. So yeah, it depends on the line. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I knew that question was coming. When you guys were asking about hot dogs versus hamburgers and what would I like on my hot dog, I knew that question was coming. I would say a hot dog is not a sandwich. That just seems odd to me. I've never thought of a hot dog as a sandwich. I don't know what it is. It kind of just exists as its own entity. It has its own category. But to answer that famous question, no, I don't think a hot dog's a sandwich, even though it is in between a bun. Oh, cool, Alvin. Yeah, I think you'll like that book. I don't know your level, but if you got that book off Amazon, I think you'll like it. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that video, Bonobos. That was cool. I like both Casa and Simon. Thoughts on correspondence chess? Correspondence chess, to me, is kind of boring just because it's engine dominated these days. It's basically like the most academic form of chess you can imagine, right? Like any little inaccuracy is just punished immediately. There's probably not a lot of scope for creativity. Maybe correspondence players would disagree, but it's mostly just computer analysis, computer input, and some human steering. It doesn't appeal to me at all, and it's so tedious too, playing via email or by post or whatnot. I don't know, I just think it's kind of soul-crushing to play a chess game and not have that human element where, like, you know it's possible for your opponent to make a mistake at any given moment, just as it's possible for you to make a mistake. If you know you're just up against this wall and neither of you is going to make a big tactical blunder like ever, I think that just sucks a lot of the energy and emotion out of the game. Yeah, I agree, Alan. It's pretty crazy to think about sometimes. Really thankful for the great interest that you guys have in chess and watching me play chess and talk about chess for hours on end. Thanks, Arnold. I have no idea who that is, but I'll take that as a compliment. Opinion on 3-check. 3-check is pretty cool. I think that could be a good game for practicing calculation. I like the idea of it. I think I played it a couple times against Danny Wrench. He largely just beat me. Nope, not going to play a tournament now, Renjith. I'm actually going to wrap this stream up momentarily. Just played this Chess 960 arena. Oh, cool, Bryce. Thank you. Favorite comedian? I like Eddie Murphy in the 1980s. Like Eddie Murphy Raw is hilarious. I like Bill Burr. I like George Carlin. Rest in peace. Those are some of the mainstream ones I really like. Even though I'm very PC, like on my own channel, when it comes to comedy, I like the guys who pretty much just say anything, or girls, who, throw PC to the wind, because that's how it should be in comedy, right? I don't think there should be much that's off limits when you're trying to make people laugh for a living. That's what comedy is, like pushing the envelope. Ever been to Rhode Island? Yes. I've been to Providence a couple times, Dan. Did you attend UTD mainly for the chess program? I went there, well, I had a full ride academic/chess scholarship, so that made the decision very easy, but I wouldn't have gone there if the academics were not strong. So I would say it was kind of half and half, right? Like being on the chess team and having a stipend to actually play chess in college was very nice, and they treated chess players very well. But that wasn't the only reason. I wanted to get a good education and come away with a solid major too. You guys want to see my reaction to Andrew's video now? That's pretty funny too. Any chess rivals coming up soon? Not really. I got to talk to Danny. We've had a dead spot when it comes to rivals. Do you read fiction or nonfiction? I like both. No, don't follow Amy Schumer. Yeah, Louis C.K. is pretty good. I like him. Yeah, I like Dave Chappelle. Yep, definitely like Dave Chappelle. I saw he just had a special on Netflix. Chappelle's show is hilarious. Yeah, well, Lead, I'm going to try to do something like that, but not at the moment. Hold on to that game. I don't want to make any promises about when I'd be able to review it. If I told you something now, I'd just be lying, so. Thanks, Dan. And I'm also going to go, guys. I know you got more questions. Hopefully I can answer some of them more in a coming stream. But really appreciate everyone tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this video, and Hope you also enjoyed playing in this 960 arena if you did play. And once again, please leave me some feedback about the variants and which ones you'd like to see or which ones you like. I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say on that topic. I kind of like 960. Maybe I'm biased because I won this tournament, but I feel like I was just able to play creatively from the beginning. And again, it's pure chess, really. Chess without the opening theory. So once again, thanks everyone. Hope you have a good night or day, whatever time it may be in your neck of the woods. And I'll be back again soon. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.